Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Wild West Gamer with me, the Wild West Gamer, here in the Gaming Grotto. And today I bring you a PlayStation 2 review of perhaps one of the shittiest games I've ever played. It is, of course, Medal of Honor Rising Sun. Ignore the 9.10 because, well, ignore it. Because it's in a good game, trust me. Oh yeah, just one thing, this footage behind you that I'm showing you, yeah, this is what they used for the TV trailer, and I thought, pretty cool, right? Yeah, no it's not, trust me. This game is the sequel to Medal of Honor Frontline, one of the best games ever made. But this game, not nearly as much as I wanted it to be. Released in 2003, This game is set in the Pacific. Takes place, of course, on December 6th, 1942. December 6th, 1941. The Day of Infamy, the attack on Pearl Harbor by the Japanese, a surprise attack. And from there, you play as Joseph Griffin, a United States Marine, fighting the forces of the Empire of Japan throughout the Pacific. That sounds quite cool, right? Yeah? Well, it's not. Why? Because this game is dull. It is mediocre. It is cliched. It is contrived. It is dull. This game does nothing new or innovative with the series. This, what you're watching behind me, is the point where the series started to die. Seriously. Now, some people are going to go, well, really? I mean, I played it. I thought it was okay. Alright, fair enough. If you thought it was a good game and you liked it, I respect your opinion, because you know what? I once thought this game was good and I quite liked it. But then, for some reason, my opinion changed drastically, and the reason for that was I played Medal of Honor Frontline a couple years after the end of the PlayStation 2's reign as the primary games console after the PlayStation 3 came out. I played Frontline before playing Rising Sun, and then after it, on a day where I felt particularly retro. And oh my god, the first thing you feel after playing Frontline when you go to Rising Sun is, right, okay, this isn't really what I was expecting. And then when you go back to Frontline, you go, but this game is better. And then you sit there looking really sort of confused and feeling rather betrayed, because you quickly realise that the game you've just played, which is a sequel to Frontline, should be better, but isn't, because it fails to do anything mildly new and interesting. It copies a lot of what was done in Frontline, and the stuff that it tries to do new, which is very minimal, it does poorly. It's gimmicky, it's lame, it's pathetic. I don't know where to start. This game just saps the life out of me, the energy. It just hurts. That's what it is. It hurts a lot. Now, I've got to really think. Now and try and pick what it is. You know, when I did my Medal of Honor review, my Underground review, and then I did my Frontline review, I said that there was something about the game. It had magic to it. There was something about it. That moment of being like Saving Private Ryan, but then being very much Guns of Navarone. You know, that moment of being very Steven Spielberg, then going very Quentin Tarantino. You know, sort of the perhaps goofier elements. You know, stuff like that. It had that, and it encapsulated it into a ball, and it made it work. It was very balanced. It felt very action-packed and very tension-ridden. You know, you went from all-out gun battles to sneaking and stealth. The characters were interesting. The enemies were interesting. The way it made you feel like there was a much grander scale of war going on around you, and the way that you felt that you had to complete missions in order to save lives. That's it. You did feel like your actions made a difference. The very layout of the game, the way the menus were so interesting, the way that as soon as you put that disc into the console and turned it on, you were immediately sucked into this world, this world of, fighting an oppressive regime. This game throws that all away in order to bring you very linear and dull missions when nothing of any interest happens. No longer is there an interesting menu. As you saw behind me, you're simply given a menu screen. Not interactive. In the background it shows you the bridge of a battleship, but that's nothing. That's not what we wanted. You don't pan through it selecting options. No. Immediately the immersion is broken. You feel like I have a choice now between single player, multiplayer, or the options, or the extras. That's it. That's how you feel. Well, no, because now I feel like I'm selecting options. I feel like I'm selecting modes in a game. I don't feel like I'm part of this continuous story. That's boring. That's lame. I don't want that. I want to be sucked into an experience which I am going to have to really want to fight to not carry on throughout the game. I want to, play a game where I don't realise I've just sat for 9 hours and played it from beginning to end. This game doesn't do that. It makes you very aware that you're going from level to level. That's just bad, really bad. It's pathetic and poor. It tries to do historical set pieces like Frontline did, but it fails at bringing you the emotional sort of connection and the emotional, the heart wrench. Like, you play the Day of Infamy, you go through a sinking battleship onto the deck where the Marines are fighting heroically against everything being thrown at them. Torpedoes, fighters, explosions on the ship, fires, everything. You go through all of that. You're thrown overside. You're picked up by a PT boat. You're fighting in a turret. You see the Arizona get blown in half. But the game just fails to make you feel connected. You don't feel like, oh my god, men are dying. This is horrific. These men have, men who had just woken up, some of them, men who are just going about their daily, December morning business, are now fighting, one of the most brutal battles, known to man, one of the most brutal surprise attacks ever. You don't feel like that. When the Arizona gets hit, you're like, oh, well, shit happens. You don't feel like the Arizona, one of the prize battleships of the US Navy, has just been destroyed. You don't feel like the backbone of the United States Navy is being wiped out as you watch on helplessly. And how does it end? Ridiculously. With you chasing out the attackers as they all leave. I mean, I know that your actions are causing them to leave, but you're there like some sort of arcade shooter, running and gunning in your turret, driving forward, like, wiping out, and it gives you this, it goes, wow, you just shot down 50 planes, here's a bonus. That's bullshit. That is stupid. That never happened in Frontline. We never had that. There was never on D-Day, run around for a minute without getting hit. That, to unlock bonus art stuff. No, that was bullshit. We never had that. The game respected its source material, which was the greatest conflict mankind has ever fought. It appreciated what it was trying to achieve, which was to show you how horrific war was on a console, which required every ounce of care and attention to achieve that. It didn't have amazing graphics. It didn't have the ability to show you hundreds of men. It didn't have give you the ability to give you massive surround sound style operatic scores. No, it had limited amounts of resources, and what it did with that, it made count. This game doesn't do that. It looks poorly implemented. It looks boring. Missions where you're meant to be sneaking and doing stealth are just thrown away so that you can have these cheap, surprise, I'm sorry, I need to explain that now. You're on a boat. You're doing raids on Guadalcanal, and you're going along in this boat. And Japanese, you've got a bolt action rifle, a sniper. You're expecting to be doing some sniping, some stealth work. No, because the Japanese attack you. They jump into the water and start shooting at you. Well, it's really hard to fight back guys with semi-automatics when you've got a fucking bolt-action rifle which is also a sniper. And especially considering they're only a matter of yards away from you, it's really hard not to, fuck up your aim every time you try to shoot one of them. It's stupid. The game doesn't even give you the right weapons for the right use. I went through an entire level never getting an automatic rifle. I always had a pistol and a bolt-action rifle, and that made the game so monotonous. I like those weapons as long as the gameplay allows me to use them without getting my ass handed to me. Another bit where you're, in the boat, a guy looks over the board. Oh, there's something in the water. Crocodile comes up and snatches him out. Oh, fucking come on, please. This is what we're going for now? Cheap deaths like that? I'm not doubting that, crocodiles did have marines. I'm not. There are accounts of animals killing soldiers and sailors during the Pacific War because, the climate was so much different from Europe. Those animals were there and took advantage of, the increase in, the increase in meat, I guess, is, the really cold way to look at it. But shit like that just feels really forced. You've got these historical set pieces. You don't need to stick shit in like that. It feels lame. I mean, because you never fight crocodiles. You never shoot anyone. It's not like that. It's just done so you go, oh no. Does a crocodile pose a threat to me? No. Does he pose a threat to anyone else in the crew? No, of course, because you need the guy at the back who's, driving the thing, and you need the guy at the front who's, looking around. He's your sergeant. None of these guys are at risk of dying. I know this. The game doesn't give me the mechanics for driving, so I know this guy has to stay on driving. The game needs the sergeant to keep filling me in on what I'm doing, so I don't need to worry about, him dying. So you've just stuck in a red shirt, basically. A red shirt for a cheap and easy death. It's lame and pathetic, and when you compare that to Frontline, it feels like, what the fuck are you doing with this series? That's how it feels. It's so stupid. It pisses me off. Because what happened after this was they just threw it all away. And this game does that. You just feel like it's being thrown away. It's just going through the jungles, shooting guys. It's just a gallery shooter. Exactly what every Call of Duty, Battlefield, and Medal of Honor does nowadays on the current gen consoles. There's no real proper stealth. Yeah, there's Singapore Sling, but that's one level. That's it. And yeah, you dress as a German. Cool, okay. I was like, yeah, this is going to be awesome. But really, it's barely, no one stops you. No one goes, ID, please. No, they just let you go through. So, that was it, really. And then the thing is, when you get there, a guy busts in, the German busts in, in his undies and says, hey, he's not me, I'm me. And everyone's like, what? And then the guy, one of your SAS commandos, drops down, smashes through the glass, and machine guns everyone to death. Right, okay, well, why didn't we just do that in the first place then, if that's what we were attempting to do? That's the thing. The game doesn't think intelligently, it just does stupid shit. And that pisses me off. Frontline felt mature and intelligent, and alright, it wasn't, it wasn't you weren't playing it to see gore or anything because there wasn't anything in there. But the fact was the story was rewarding. This one just boring. Oh yeah, and the bit where you ride a fucking elephant. Oh come on, really? Turret mounted elephant riding section. Well, if that doesn't tell you all about this game that you need to know, then really enjoy it. Sure, if you like riding elephants, which can clearly take about a billion grenades to them, yeah, carry on, go for it. That's how I felt. If you play the co-op section, it's even better because there are two of you on an elephant. One on the front, one on the back. Wow, this is awesome. I tell you what, why didn't the US Army just buy 1 million elephants and just charge the Japanese Army? Like some sort of ridiculous Genghis Khan inspired, Alexander the Great inspired elephant charge. It's just ridiculous. It's so stupid. It's just pathetic. You go, really? This is how you're trying to sum up the Pacific theatre of conflict during World War II with elephant riding, with elephant machine gun riding. Yeah, definitely 9 out of 10 stuff, guys. Definitely 9 out of 10. Who gave it 9 out of 10? PlayStation 2 official magazine. Well, of course. That basically says it all, isn't it? A very biased review. I mean, it just is stupid. That's all I can say. It's stupid, stupid, stupid. It's a pathetic game. It doesn't do it well. And the game just ends. There's no definitive end to it. It just ends. That's it. I mean, it does. What's kind of cool is the way it ends. That's quite a cool thing. We haven't done that. You're in a plane. You're about to, you take off from an aircraft carrier. You get to shoot down stuff. That's kind of cool. But that's it. That's all it is. There's just a little bit of shooting, and that's how it ends. Come on, really? I mean, guys, with Frontline, you felt like you won. You defeat, you take out the HX-01, the experimental German fighter, bomber, sorry. That's cool because this is a thing that poses a global threat. It can traverse the Atlantic and bomb the States. You are fighting to stop the Germans getting that advantage in warfare. This doesn't have nearly that sort of impact. You don't feel like the world is at threat from what these guys are trying to achieve. And what's worse is once you finish the game, you don't really even know that you've completed it. You don't really feel like you've done anything. You go, wow, that was great. That was a waste of time. Oh, yeah. And then you find out from Joseph Griffin that his brother got captured in the second mission. He's doing well. He's doing fine. I actually forgot he even got captured in the first one. Oh, yeah, because it's such an emotional impact there. That's the thing. Again, this game tries to force emotional impact upon you. It tries to make you go, God, I care about these characters. I don't, because I've known him for one mission, and that one mission contained me blowing up half the Japanese Air Force in Pearl Harbor, which never happened. There was a little bit where you're saying whooping and cheering at the end, like, right, douchebag. Oh yeah, you're surrounded by the hundreds of corpses of your dead friends and allies. But now is the time to really be whooping and cheering because you've shot down a couple of Japanese air fighters. Really well done, yeah. Douchebags, massive dickheads. I mean, come on. Jimmy Patterson said nothing throughout Medal of Honor Frontline. In fact, never said anything in Medal of Honor 1 either. Did I care? No! I felt like I knew him more. The silent, heroic type. He's not about words, he's about actions. He just knows he needs to make a sacrifice. He's willing to make the sacrifice of himself in order to achieve what he needs to. This game just blows. It blows. There's a slight multiplayer element to it. It will keep you interested for maybe 20 minutes. I don't know. It's not team deathmatch, I think, and that's it. Weapons. Oh yeah, the controls. Oh, that's what hurts this game as well. The controls. I told you about the hypersensitivity in Frontline. Well, at least that was capable because you realised you had to change your playstyle. It was returning to the old-fashioned strafing and shooting. This one has the controls of a fucking tank. Like, what is my guy, like £7,000 or something? What he did? He's like, whereas before in Frontline you were like, what, like this. This one you're like, by which point the guy is over here by now. It's like, what? And you can change the sensitivity, but it just feels just even worse after that. You can't ever get the sensitivity correct. I tried. I spent that again sucks you out of gameplay when you've got to dick around for about 20 minutes trying to get the sensitivity correct. The game is just, well, it feels broken, if I'm honest with you. The AI acts poorly sometimes. I get that you've got banzai charges, but it's never done with any real meaning. It's just them running at you. And seeing as it takes, 2 rounds to take a guy down, you normally have him down before he's even within real danger, distance. So that's it. That is really it. A game that tries way too hard, ignores anything that it did in the past that was good, throws it all away for its own attempts to make, something which clearly was the defining moment in which Medal of Honor stopped being great and stopped being the king of the FPSs for the consoles. And yeah, music, music's still there in a way, but there's nothing nearly as rousing as the music from Frontline. So yeah, really, this is, if you want to play the kids, if you want to play the moment where video games stop being good, pick up this game. It may look cool behind me. It kind of keeps your attention for a while, but it just ain't what it should be. So there you have it, guys. I have finally done a review of a shitty game. I didn't want you guys to think that I only had good things to say about them. No, I'm going to tell you the truth. This game is crapola. It fails to go over anything meaningful and deep about the Pacific theatre of combat. It fails to, make you feel like you're part of this really intense, horrific and brutal struggle. It fails to make you feel like the enemy is this very cunning and very savvy threat. You're talking about an enemy that is very much at home in the jungle. It's very determined, it's very ferocious, it's very fanatical. Doesn't feel like that. This game actually undermines the sort of whole struggle of the Pacific theatre. You kind of get the impression that it's just a breeze. It shouldn't be that, not at all. Weapon designs, the weapons look okay. The weapons look reasonably nice. But apart from that, well, that's it, isn't it, really? Weapons fire, alright. Again, they don't look as nice as they did in Frontline, though. They look really good in that. This one, they sound alright. They kind of feel alright. That's it, isn't it, really? Average guns, average game. No, average guns, shitty game, sorry. So, there you have it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I'm not going to try and add any passion to this one. I really shouldn't have to. I mean, it is seriously crap. If you pick it up, get it cheap. If you really want to play a Pacific-based World War II game, yeah, all right, you can play this. There is Call of Duty World at War, or Call of Duty Fronts, if you get a PS2 version of that game. They do the Pacific Theatre really well, actually. That does show you the brutality of war. So I would recommend that for anyone looking for a good World War II Pacific-based game. Or you could try the Battle for Midway games. They're not bad. There you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had fun crawling up the asshole of video games. I know I didn't. And there you have it, guys. Medal of Honor, Rising Sun, released for the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox, probably for the GameCube as well. 2003 game, one to be forgotten. So there you go, guys. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Pick up something that's good and play it, for the love of God. Don't let this be the only image you can conjure in your mind. And I'll see you guys next time on the WildWestGamer. See you later, guys. Thank you.